2023. That's a good game played. 2023. Shedeur had 157 yards, 20 for 29, one touchdown, 2 interceptions. He still led the team in rushing. It was just still is what it is. You know, they've done what they've always done. You know what I'm saying? They did better than they normally would have done. It was a good game. I think that punt that they won before, yeah. That field goal miss. You didn't miss that field goal before halftime. It's a tie ball game. They going in overtime right now. Special teams, of course, screwed up on the field goal kick too, so that 3-point down the drain. Yeah. And it was what it was. You know, it's 100% a team game, and you have to play as a team. And the Bills did something that nobody has done all season. And on offense and defense, Cleveland didn't adjust. Once again, Shedeur leads the team in rushing 3 weeks in a row. Your quarterback is the leading rusher on your team. That means your offense didn't adjust. Quinshon Judkins busted out a 40-yard run early in the game, but that was called back on the penalty. It's adjustments. It's maneuverability. It's doing better on both sides of the ball. The offense and the defense both played horrible today. The offense didn't play bad. They moved the ball. They did what they wasn't able to do earlier or last week. They was able to matriculate the ball down the field. They was able to get first down. They was able to keep the clock running. They was able to keep the defense on the field. They just wasn't able to put another touchdown in the end zone. They scored 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. They missed the field goal at halftime. That field goal at halftime ties the game up. But once again, special teams, every week, it's something with them. But I blame this on the offense and the defensive coordinator. Simply because there was no adjustment. In game, halftime, any other time. No adjustments at all. On offense, you see that they're running zone behind the linebackers. They're not giving you nothing deep. They're not going to let you beat nothing deep. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. They didn't adjust. They ran a couple of screens, but where is moving Jerry Judy to the slot? Where are your slants? Where are your quick outs? Where everything, where are your hook routes? Where is any of that? Where is anything across the middle? Nothing. You still running these long ass, slow developing plays, knowing that your offensive line can't block. They ain't giving him enough time to throw the ball. And when he's throwing the ball, even if he's throwing it deep, he's getting the ball back. Because why? Because your defense is sitting in his lap. They're pushing your offensive line back into his throw lane. This is all offense and defense. No adjustments, period, at all. In game, on defense. They running to the right side all game long. They're not running to the left. Because Myles Garrett over there. They're not giving him nothing. But you know they running to the right. Every play damn near they running to the right side of your defense. And yet still, you don't adjust. You're getting beat across the middle of the field. And then they're getting yacked after they catch the ball. What in the hell is your defensive coordinator doing? There were no adjustments on either side of the ball. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Neither one of them did nothing. This is the problem that they know they had. I'm calling it out live. They didn't also call it out on TV and said they're running everything to the right side, but they're not going to let Myles Garrett affect them. They're running every play away from Myles Garrett, and yet still your defensive coordinator did not adjust, did not change his defense, and you still didn't beat across the middle while this man is rolling to the right. What are you doing? Kevin Stefanski can't remain the coach, not with this playbook. This playbook is Magic City 1.9, straight ass. This playbook is strokers all over again. All of it. No good. These plays take too long to develop. They run in mesh plays, but everybody at the line. You have to have a better playbook. Nothing changed during this game. Your offense, your defense did nothing to adjust to what the Bills were doing. And they did it over and over and over and over again. Nothing happened. I'm watching linemen just miss block. You got a running back running wide open up the field with one offensive lineman and one doggone defender in front of it. And the offensive lineman missed the block completely. It was a touchdown. But you missed the block. Completely whipped the block. Don't even touch him. He stopped 7 points. All day. They ran the ball to the right side. James Cook just cooking y'all asses up the right side of the field. Just doing it over and over and over again. There was no adjustment. This is all on the offense coordinator and the defense coordinator. Yes, Shedeur has some bad passes. Yes, he has some passes batted down. But that's just everything that comes with football. But he wasn't getting cooked on the right side of your defense all day, every day, all day long. They ran the same 4 fucking plays, and they made 20, 30, 40 yards on them every time. That's bad defensive calling. The offensive plays were better, but your offensive plays still suck because they take too long to develop. They have too many players bundled up in one area. You can't get open. If they playing zone on the top end, where are you gonna go when all 3 of your receivers are looking at each other and they just sitting there in a cloud? What are you gonna do? There was no adjustments, period, at all. Never. This has to stop. Somebody got to do something. O-line garbage. D-line can't tackle. Safeties can't tackle. DBs can't tackle. People just running off willy-nilly up and down the doggone field. That's just bad. That's just real bad. How do you expect to win when you can't stop the team from getting off the field? At some point, you got to stop them. At some point, you got to get a takeaway. At some point, your offense ain't doing much. They doing enough. But somebody got to do something. Tennessee beat the brakes out of Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes. And did not go for 9,000 yards. But Cleveland as a team was bad. The offense did what they were supposed to do. They were able to move the ball. They were able to put points on the board. The defense just couldn't get a stop when it needed to get a stop. And that was never. Defense, you have to put your offense in a chance to win. That's the way Dallas has been all year. The offense has been putting up points, 30, 40 points on the board. The defense ain't did nothing. This was a very winnable game. But defensive and offensive play calling screwed this game up and messed it all the way up. Wasn't nobody able to do nothing. And that's bad. Play calling, horrible. No adjustment, horrible. They need a better playbook. They need an up-to-date playbook. They need a younger coach. They need a coach that understands football today, not trying to run outdated ass motherfucking Steve Young, Jerry Rice type offense. This offense develops too slow, and you don't have the lineman to block for your quarterback. Your defense can't tackle a potato in a sack. That's bad. Special team can't even kick a field goal. That man called the timeout, iced the kicker, and that's exactly what he did. Iced the damn kicker. Couldn't do nothing. Just muffed the whole snap. How? You ain't got but one job. It's all you gotta do. Catch the ball, put it on the ground. You ain't got no other job. Your job is to hold the football when it come out. And you can't do that. Them 3 pointers cost them the game. They missed the point after on their first touchdown, which kept you in the game. They gonna complain. All you gonna hear about is them 3-4 sacks Shedeur took toward the end of the game. But that comes from trying to make a damn play. You can't be mad at that. That comes from trying to make a play when you ain't had been trying to do nothing exciting all game. You ain't trying, but he was trying to win the game. You can't be mad at that. That's just playing football. You ain't got nothing to lose. You're 3-11. Hell, you need to do stuff. But your receivers can't get up. That's bad play. Your running back get hurt. You go 2-on-7. Let's it just it's bad all the time. You know what I'm saying? The Cleveland Browns, shedeursanders, 20 for 29, with 157 yards, one touchdown, 2 interceptions. Shedeursanders also had 49 yards, which led the team in rushing. James Cook had 117 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on 60 carries. Josh Allen was 12 for 19 for 130 yards. Williams, the running back, led the team this season with 38 yards. Twisted got a sack. Twisted also had 14 tackles. He is the collegiate tackle on the team all day, every day. All day, every day. The Browns had 22 first downs. The Bills had 16 points. They had 8 passing rushes and 12 rushing. They never had that many first downs in there. They was over 1 on 4th down. 3rd down, they was 8 for 14. Bills were 2 for 8 on 3rd down. Brown ran 64 plays to the Bills, 294 total yards, 10 total drives with an average yard per play of 4.6 yards. Bills had 5.2 and 134 passes. This was a good football game for Shedeur for the Cleveland Browns. They won in all the major stat categories but the scoreboard. They beat the Bills in total yards. They had 294. The Bills had 259. They even beat them in turnovers. Hell, they had 22 first downs, so they 16. 5 penalties for 44 yards. The Bills had 5 for 35. 8 14 on 3rd down. The Bills was 2 for 8. Nobody could for 4th down. They was 2 for 4 in the red zone. The Bills was 2 for 3. They even won the time of possession. 35-23 to 24-37. The Browns did everything right but win the damn game. And that comes from not freaking adjusting to what the Bills were doing on offense and on defense. They didn't adjust. And that's their fault. Because being able to adjust would have put you in a better position to win this football. And I blame that on the head coach, the offensive coordinator, defense coach. It's all their fault. Because if you make a few tweaks, not major, just minor, if you stop them from running right the entire game and send them the other way, you see what happened when Miles went over to the right side of the field. They didn't have no choice but to go there, especially you got that sack. That was the adjustment, but they went right back to what they were doing. Instead of putting Miles right back over there on that right side. That's where he would have lived at the rest of the game. Your left side is stronger than your right side. So I would have sent him over there. It's a shame we're missing one defensive player due to your entire defense. One defensive player hurt, and your entire defense turns into an Atlanta strip club. Turn into the Gold Club. If you know about the Gold Club in Atlanta, that was the spot. You know what I'm talking about? You're being before it got shut down. You know, turned into follies on a Saturday night. It's ass all over the place. All I'm saying, 2 adjustments that you could have made them would have changed the way they was playing on. When you made that adjustment and sent Miles to that right side, you got a sack. They had to punt the ball. But when they got back on offense, you put Miles right back over there on the left side. You should have sent him back over there. Make them change the way they were playing. Offense can't block, can't hold block, missing block. Just horrible all the way around. And that's on the offense and the defensive coordinator. That was just bad, all the way bad. I don't know what to think. I don't know how they do. I don't know what they can do. I don't know if they want to fix it. Because at some point, somebody has to be held accountable and somebody has to say, this is what they were doing and this is what we should have done. You can't wait till you see it on the tape. You should have seen it then. I saw it. The commentators saw it. I'm sure a few other people saw it, but they didn't do anything about it. That's the problem. No adjustments were made. That's why Kevin Stefanski ass needs to be gone at the end of the season because it's on him to make those adjustments and say, "Hey, this is what I see. This is what happened. This is how we fix it. This is what we need to do. Let's see if this works." But nothing was done, and that's an indictment on Kevin Stefanski and his process and his ability to see what's going on the field, on his ability to manage his team, to put the players in the right place to win this football game. That's all on him. Nobody else but Kevin Stefanski. All I know is shit needs to change, and it needs to change. It needs to change, and it needs to change right now. Let's see what